Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at this Type-56 Chinese SKS. In 1943, the original SKS was designed and was started being issued to Russian soldiers. The firearm actually did see usage in the end of World War II, although it was very limited. After World War II, this gun was used. Russia gave the design to different countries or just sent rifles to countries. I believe it was slightly over a dozen countries used the SKS at one point in time. Up to about 15 million SKSs were made. The SKS is still used in as a ceremonial firearm in many countries to this day. In 1956, the Chinese military actually adopted the SKS and the AK-47, both known as the Type-56, so that we had the Type-56 SKS and then the Type-56 AK. The Chinese military actually preferred the SKS in a lot of ways. One reason being they found it was quicker to reload this gun 3 times with stripper clips than it would have been for a soldier to load a full magazine. My personal opinion, my personal thoughts of this rifle, honestly, I'm a big fan, and we'll go through that. So, while shooting it, we've had about 1,000 rounds through it so far with no malfunctions. They do have a tendency, I won't say tendency, there are cases where these will slam fire, and that has to do with dirt and debris getting inside of here. I'll show you that when I take the gun apart, how that can happen. It has one of my favorite safeties on any service rifle. It's this right here. Before we do that, I will show you guys it is unloaded. To do that, we're going to open this and then show you that it is unloaded. Here we go. So right here is our safety lever. So right there it is locked. I just find this a great safety because when you come up to shoot, you use the same finger you'd pull the trigger with. You don't feel a safety here. You know that it's on safe, and you just flip it down. That's all you gotta do. We'll take a look at the sights now. After we close it back up. So here's our sights right here. These sights go out to what is it? It's 1,000 meters, which is about 1,100 yards. As I said, it is fed with stripper clips. Those go in right here when you pull the bolt back. Just 10 rounds at a time. I'd say the sights seem pretty accurate. I'd say, shooting a man-sized target at about 100 yards is definitely doable. After that, maybe not. Due to the length and the weight of the rifle, it weighs about 8 pounds unloaded and has a 20-inch barrel. The overall length of the firearm is about 40 inches. But due to the weight and the length, shooting it is not a problem. I mean, it's only a 7.62 by 39 is the ammo it uses. So you're not talking about that big of a caliber anyway. But because of the size and weight and everything, it's a very smooth shooting gun. Recoil is not bad at all. So now that we've got some of my opinions and my thoughts out, as I said, big fan of the rifle. We'll go ahead and open it up, break it down, kind of show you how you take it apart. First thing we're going to do here, flip this, open that up. We already know that it's unloaded. Just showed you guys a second ago. So you'll want to use, the best thing to do is use a 7.62 by 39 to take it apart. I'll show you that right here. So you have our lever right here. And this actually, you don't need a fork. You can push that up with your finger. Put that about straight up. Stick there. Put our thumb here because there's a spring inside of here. Pull that out. Slide this cover off. Now we can pull the spring out. get our bolt out, theoretically. There we go. So there's that. There we go. I'll show you this. I said you can get slam fires can occur with these rifles. I've never seen that or had that happen, but you can actually get dirt that'll build up in here, or really probably more on this side. So this is your firing pin. If dirt gets built up, that firing pin will actually protrude, sit like that, and that will cause a slam fire until you empty your magazine. There we go. Gonna close this back up, gets in the way sometimes. We'll take a look over here. And now this is where this bullet will come in handy. So you put that in right here. Push up. Now we've got it out, we'll use our finger. We're gonna go straight up, which will allow us to slide this dust cover off. Back a little bit, there we go. Which actually, you're lining this up to make sure this is straight right here. But we've got that. There we go. And we can now remove this. I'll show you the gas piston now that we've got this out. Gas piston just sits in here. Goes right in there. While it's all broken out, take a few minutes to show you some of the interesting markings. As I said, this is a Chinese SKS. So we have some Chinese writing. The writing right here basically amounts to saying 56 or Type 56. Over here next to that on the left side we have our factory mark. This is the factory 26 mark. And then to the far right we have our serial number. And you will see that serial number again in a few different places. You will see it on the bottom of the magazine, as well as the trigger guard right here. You can remove this trigger guard. We're not going to go through all that today. If you guys want, we can do a full breakdown of this firearm later on. This is more just a basic field strip today. And then we have the serial number again here. And then have it again on top of the bolt. I don't know how well you guys can see that. I believe that is, oh, nope, there you go. One more place. As far as I know, that should be, unless I've missed one or two, that's all the places where the serial number should be marked. So now that we've showed you that, I'll go ahead and get this put back together. Starting in reverse order. So we're going to get this gas tube and gas piston reinstalled. Going to put it on properly this time. Let's do that. Okay, slides right in there. Just got to push this down to capture everything. There's a little bit of wobble on these. It seems to be pretty common. This particular rifle is, I think, late 1960s. So it definitely saw a bit of combat based on the wear, the dents, the ding. You can put these together before you install them in the rifle, or you can put them in and then assemble these together in the rifle. Most time it's easier just to do it like this. There we go. And we have a last round hole open over here. We could, in fact, we might just be able to open this up. There we go. There we go, and it'll slide right in. Now we have our spring. One thing I see, to point out to you guys while it's opened that people do wrong is when you're reassembling this, you want to make sure that this side, I don't know how you would want to explain it, the non-straight side goes in first. And we're going to compress that. It's actually going to sit around that lip. That's going to press that forward. And when this is all put together and everything, it actually